On October 19th, the Israeli military released a video showing Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, along with his family, hiding in an underground tunnel. The shelter was equipped with living quarters, showers, beds, a TV, sofas, communication devices, safes, and uniforms. On October 17th, Israel announced that Sinwar, who was behind the attack on Israel last year, had been killed in a clash in the southern Gaza Strip near Tel al-Sultan. Back in July, Sinwar had traveled to Beijing to attend a meeting of Palestinian faction leaders, where they signed the Beijing Declaration. This event highlighted China's role in regional conflicts in the Middle East. Sinwar has been seen as aligned with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, but he has now been precisely targeted. Earlier, on September 27th, Israel carried out an airstrike on the underground headquarters of Hezbollah in Lebanon, nearly wiping out the group's top leadership, including their leader Hassan Nasrallah. Meanwhile, after launching 180 missiles at Israel on October 1st, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei was reportedly hiding in a bunker fortified with 500 meters of granite and 300 meters of reinforced concrete. The West's astonishing precision in these strikes has once again showcased the advanced intelligence, technology, and military power of Western nations. This has undoubtedly sent chills down the spines of dictators from countries like China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, who are called the axis of evil. To disrupt the command chains of such regimes and make their risky war plans difficult to execute, it seems that targeting the bunkers where these dictators hide might be the top priority. As the Chinese saying goes, to catch thieves, catch the leader first. Three of the world's most well-known dictators, Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Xi Jinping, are rumored to have ultimate hideouts in the form of nuclear bunkers. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is believed to have a fortress built 100 meters underground. Details about it remain unclear, but it's often mentioned as a potential target by the South Korean military. Given the growing threat of North Korea's nuclear weapons and missiles, South Korea has developed the Hyunmoo-5, a monster missile with destructive power comparable to nuclear weapons. This bunker buster missile can carry a warhead weighing 8 to 9 tons, capable of precisely targeting Kim Jong-un's underground fortress. South Korea first unveiled the Hyunmoo-5 during a military parade on October 1st. Korean media have reported that its warhead, at 8 tons, is the most powerful among conventional missiles. Recently, Israel used BLU-109 bunker-busting bombs against Hezbollah, with warheads weighing 870 kilograms that can penetrate structures up to 60 meters underground. In terms of warhead weight, South Korea's Hyunmoo-5 is about 10 times more powerful than the BLU-109. Russian President Vladimir Putin is also reported to have secret bunkers, where he can hide and issue commands in times of crisis. In mid-November 2020, Putin stated during a meeting that it's crucial to ensure the resilience of command and control infrastructure for nuclear forces. He mentioned that he had been briefed on the near completion of absolutely secure facilities to control strategic nuclear forces. While Russian officials have not specified the location of these absolute secure facilities, observers generally associate them with the massive Cold War investments in so-called doomsday bunkers. The Soviet Union had two famous bunkers, one in the northern Ural Mountains at Kozvinsky Kamen and the other in the southern Ural Mountains at Mount Yamantau. The construction of these facilities began in the 1970s. The Kozvinsky bunker is hidden under more than 300 meters of granite, and personnel inside can communicate with nuclear submarines, bombers, and underground missile silos via very low-frequency radio. The underground facility at Mount Yamantau is even more mysterious. According to a report by Slate, it is situated 900 meters underground, covering over 1,000 square kilometers, and only those with special clearance are allowed to live and work there. The facility primarily serves to maintain government continuity. During a crisis, Russia's top leaders can relocate there to conduct operations. It is said that Xi Jinping has a nuclear bunker that claims to be the deepest in the world. On January 7, 2018, the South China Morning Post reported that a government-funded geological survey had discovered a nuclear bunker built for the top leaders of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, along with their staff, military personnel, and other workers. This bunker is hidden in a limestone cave over 2 kilometers underground, located beneath extremely hard and thick rock layers. The limestone caves are said to be comparable in depth to the world's deepest cave in Georgia, the Krubera Cave, which reaches about 2,200 meters deep. The bunker is situated around 20 kilometers northwest of Zhongnanhai, the central government headquarters in Beijing. It's beneath the Xishan National Forest Park, inside a network of caves that resemble a small city. However, the exact depth of this nuclear bunker remains unknown. According to nuclear experts, a bunker would need over 100 meters of rock to withstand a nuclear strike. The facility is part of the Joint Operations Command Center under the Central Military Commission. If there is a serious threat, such as a nuclear attack, top leaders at Zhongnanhai wouldn't have to travel far to reach the bunker. A researcher from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Qing Dajun, said that Xishan in Beijing has some advantages as a location for a nuclear bunker, as it contains some of the world's deepest underground caves. These details are military secrets, and it's unclear if the CCP is exaggerating the depth of the bunker. However, a different report from Canada's Conwa Defense Review in September 2014 suggested that the nuclear bunker might not be as deep as claimed. According to the report, the Joint Operations Command Center is located in an underground facility near Jingshan, also known as Dajiao Mountain, in Haidian District, Beijing. Reportedly, its depth is only a few hundred meters. It's reportedly capable of withstanding a nuclear strike. The CMC Joint Command was established in the early 21st century as the highest operational command body of the Chinese military. Initially under the General Staff Department of the CMC, it was later transferred to the Joint Staff Department under military reforms. The command center has two levels, one at the CMC level and another at the regional level. It oversees joint command operations across the Army, Navy, and Air Force, with each region having its own Joint Operations Command Center. On April 20, 2016, Xi Jinping visited the newly renovated Joint Command Center, wearing camouflage. This was his first visit as the Joint Commander of the CMC. The official media showed the center's interior for the first time, featuring a massive screen spanning several meters. Since then, CCP military exercises have been directed from the Central Command Center, with senior military officials approving and overseeing drills. The command screen, positioned opposite the seats, has appeared in past news footage, often with sensitive areas blurred out. On November 3, 2017, Xi Jinping visited the command center again as the CMC Joint Command Commander. He returned once more on November 8, 2022, to inspect the Joint Operations Command Center. In case of war, Xi Jinping and his close associates are expected to move to the Joint Operations Center within the bunker. Under Xi Jinping's leadership, the CCP has shown clear ambitions of external expansion. Although the CCP has never governed Taiwan since coming to power, it sees the democratically run island as its territory and has vowed to bring it under its control, even using force if necessary. The CCP has also been involved in ongoing territorial disputes with multiple countries over the South China Sea. Tensions in the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea are rising, interlinked with the Russia-Ukraine war, conflicts in the Middle East, and the crisis on the Korean peninsula. Recently, North Korea even sent troops to Russia to assist in the war, and the threat of nuclear conflict remains ever present. However, this has also made leaders like Xi Jinping and other authoritarian rulers constantly worry about their own safety. U.S. Special Forces conduct reconnaissance and strike missions along coastal areas. Strategic locations like the main gathering points of the Chinese military, ammunition depots, fuel storage, air defense systems, command and communication centers, preset positions of rocket missile brigades, and airports have all been precisely mapped, enabling more accurate airstrikes by the U.S. military. It is believed that the underground command post in Xishan, which serves as a nuclear bunker for the Chinese military's Joint Operations Command, has been a target of long-standing U.S. surveillance. Chinese affairs expert Yue Shan noted that the CCP often quotes Lenin, one of their ideological founders, who said, "The fortress is most easily breached from within." Xi Jinping has also mentioned that the greatest threat to the CCP comes from within. For Xi, dangers come not only from the traditional adversaries, the U.S. and its allies, but also from those around him, which explains his efforts to increase security measures in recent years. During recent trips abroad, Xi has not only transported bulletproof vehicles, but even shipped entire sets of furniture from China to avoid the risk of assassination from unknown factors. When meeting with French President Macron at the Élysée Palace, Xi used a sealed, opaque black straw cup out of concern about being poisoned. If he is this cautious during peacetime, it could even be more complicated during wartime. Prominent independent media personality Jiang Feng shared on his program that during the meeting between Gorbachev and Reagan in November 1985, Reagan told Gorbachev that the U.S. military knew the exact location of his underground command post and would destroy it immediately if war broke out. Initially, Gorbachev didn't believe it, but Reagan shared a series of details, including the depth, size, and construction specifics of the bunker, such as the thickness of the concrete and the type of steel used, and how much weaponry would be needed to destroy it. Gorbachev was stunned, giving Reagan a strategic advantage that proved the U.S. position during the Cold War. Jiang explained that the U.S.'s ability to gather intelligence on Soviet underground command posts was connected to Colonel Kuklinski, Deputy Chief of Operations at the Polish People's Army General Staff. Over 9 years, he passed more than 58,000 pages of Warsaw Pact intelligence to NATO. The CIA director once said that Kuklinski was the first person to shift the Cold War dynamics. Even the hiding places of top Soviet leaders were no longer secure, shattering any illusion of safety. This shows that internal leaks are the hardest to prevent. Since last year, a series of incidents within the CCP's rocket force has led to the downfall of many senior military officials, including commanders and political commissars, along with 2 CMC members and their defense ministers, Wei Fenghe and Li Shangfu. Reports suggest that Rocket Force Commander Li Yuchao was involved in leaks, and also hinted that Li Shangfu might have been involved. Official accusations of betraying loyalty could imply that he was co-opted by adversaries, as Wei was the first commander of the Rocket Force. In October 2022, the U.S. disclosed some of the CCP's rocket force secrets, including incidents where some missiles were filled with water instead of fuel, and problems with missile silos in Western China where silo covers failed to function. There have long been suspicions that someone high up within the CCP was leaking military intelligence. Additionally, on October 11th this year, Chinese missile expert and academician Xiao Longshu was stripped of his position on the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. He is the latest military expert to face consequences, following the fall of the former president of the China Academy of Launch Vehicle Technology, Wang Xiaojun. Interestingly, during Xi's visit to the Joint Command in April 2016, China Youth Daily reported that an engineering team from the Rocket Force completed the major renovation design of the command center in just 2 months. Given this, many of the commanders who had access to Xi's nuclear bunker, especially Rocket Force experts involved in the design of the command center, could potentially have leaked information. The CCP established power through military force, and Xi Jinping's method of consolidating power and intimidating anti-Xi factions also relies on the military. Although the CCP has traditionally focused on political indoctrination within the military, it may not always be effective. Promoting large numbers of generals does not necessarily ensure loyalty. In 2016, 2 CMC members, Fang Fenghui and Zhang Yang, accompanied Xi during his inspection of the Joint Command. This bunker, under the CMC Joint Staff, was controlled by the then Chief of Staff, Fang Fenghui. Fang was later recognized as an associate of former CMC Vice Chairman Guo Boxiong, labeled an ambitious schemer. He was sentenced to life imprisonment, while Zhang Yang met a similar fate. Among the CMC members accompanying Xi during his 2017 visit was Wei Fenghe, the defense minister. He was the first general promoted by Xi after he took office. During Xi's inspection of the Joint Command in November 2022, accompanying CMC members included then Defense Minister Li Shangfu. In reality, any of the military leaders who visited Xi's bunker, especially rocket force experts involved in designing the command center, could have leaked information to the U.S. Recently, the U.S. also exposed that the CCP had been concealing the fact that one of its latest nuclear power attack submarines sank in the waters near Wuhan. Observers believe that the U.S. has the capability to access the core of the CCP's military secrets, including actions that could play a key role during wartime, such as targeting dictators for elimination. With the frequent leaks of the CCP's military intelligence, the U.S. has already gained a grasp on the CCP's military secrets. If Xi were to initiate a war over Taiwan, it remains uncertain whether his world's deepest Xishan nuclear bunker could withstand a U.S. strike.